Well, hello there. Welcome to the show. It is a little bit late. I'm sorry, about 5 minutes late. That's not normally that bad, but we've had a few. Well, I say we. Certain people within the team have had some issues, and we've been trying to iron those out. We're not quite sure what's going on, but hopefully it won't mar the show at all. Certainly won't make it any worse than it already is. Welcome, Pro Synth Network Live. It is episode 282 on the last Friday of August. Jesus, we're almost into autumn now, or the fall, as they say in the United States. Yeah, the year is whizzing by, but here we are, and the sun is now setting sooner, and the nights are getting longer. They're not getting that much colder at the moment. It's still about 20 degrees here. Yeah, I hope you're well where you are, and I hope you had a good week since last we met. And we've got a regular show. We've actually got some topics, although I have had to kind of cast a long line and sort of be very patient in pulling in a few of these. But there are some interesting ones that I think will generate some little bits of discussion. And as you can probably see from the title, we do have some surprise special guests coming out into the show a little bit later on. Nobody knows who these people are apart from myself and the people that are coming in. I haven't even told our esteemed panel, so it's going to be a surprise for them as well. But it's going to be fun, I think. We love these people, they love us. It's a mutual thing, and they're going to come in. They might bring friends as well, which is why I put S on the end, because they might bring friends, but if they don't, it will be a treat anyway. So do stick around to see who it is and why they're coming in. And yeah, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Anyway, before we do anything else, and I've just noticed my Zoom isn't quite as zoomed in as I normally have it, so hopefully this isn't too bad. Before we do anything else, let us just get all of the stuff out of the way. First of all, if you haven't already, give us a like and a subscribe. That would be lovely if you could do that. It costs you nothing and it means the world to us. If you just click that subscribe button, you don't have to click the notification bell unless, of course, you want to be notified whenever we go on air with a live or a pre-recorded video, which we do occasionally have some pre-recorded stuff, but it's mostly live. So if you want to do that, that'd be fantastic. Give us a thumbs up if you like the show. Give us a thumbs down if you don't like the show. Every now and again, I think every show we average like 1 or 2 thumbs down. So tell us in the comments if we're doing something you don't like. Tell us. Be brave enough. Don't just hide there and go, "Yeah, I don't like you." Just tell us, because how can we change if we don't know what we're doing wrong? So do give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That'd be fantastic. Share us around to your friends and your family. We don't mind. Well, we're easy like that. But if you know somebody who would really enjoy the show, or maybe slightly enjoy the show, tell them, and hopefully they'll join in. And if you want to comment throughout the show, then of course you can do that in the YouTube chat. You can do it under the video in Facebook if you're watching on Facebook Live. You can also do it in the chat on Twitch. We see all of those come in. And if you have a question, preface it with a large capital Q. That would be rather nice. And that way we pick it out and put it into the question bucket. And then we'll bring those in as and when we see fit. If you're watching after the fact, well, thank you. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for bothering to come back and watch us. You can still comment on the show after the fact. You just do it underneath in the YouTube comments. You can still throw a thank you gift in there as well. Instead of doing super chat or super stickers, you can do a thanks button. And if you want to, throw us a couple of quid or a couple of pence or whatever it is that you think we're worth, then you can do that there as well. So there's plenty of opportunity for you to support the channel. Talking of supporting the channel, the best way I think that you can support the channel is to subscribe to our Patreon page, which we've had going for a little while now. There's lots of freebies on there. So if you subscribe for a minimum of $2 a month, and you can turn it on or off as much as you like, we don't mind, you get access to a whole bunch of free things. You'll get decent sampler instruments. You'll get video content that's exclusive or is ad-free, cut out from the shows, put onto there, specially prepared as a kind of a lovely little side dish that you can consume at your leisure. You can get presets for your hardware synths and software synths. There's loads of stuff in there, and there's going to be more going in as we speak. Last week we released Andrew and James's preset pack for the latest Cherry Audio synth, the Crewmar Spirit. 71 presets there for you to have. So if you've bought that synth, then you should buy that synth. if you're a Patreon subscriber, there's a whole bunch of new presets that you can throw into your Crewmaster Spirit. So that's part of the thing that you get with Patreon. You get stuff. We do put stuff out there. There's more coming. There's going to be a nice little surprise around Halloween, which we've... I won't say too much now because I'll spoil the surprise. But if you're a Halloween fan, we've got something special for you for Halloween. And I'm just waiting for a friend of the show to finish a little bit of work on some video, because we've got another special thing that we'll share over there as well. But yeah, if you want to know what that stuff is, join us on Patreon, if you will. That would be fantastic. Or you can become a YouTube channel member. It's exactly the same thing. Minimum $2 a month, and you get all of that free stuff as well. We give it to both sets, so nobody misses out. So whichever way you feel is most appropriate, please, if you want to, do that. You can also support us by going to the merchandise store, ProSynth Network shop.fourthwall.com, and you can buy things like these t-shirts and sweaters and pullovers and hoodies and water bottles and drinks mats and bikinis and track bottoms and whatever else we've decided to put on. There's a whole bunch of things in there. You can start getting your winter wardrobe sorted with some nice warm hoodies. So there's plenty of stuff on there, and then we're able to take a few pence off the top of each sale to help keep the channel going, because this stuff isn't cheap, I'm afraid. And of course, you can follow us over on all of the social media networks, or most of the decent ones: YouTube, Facebook, Blue Sky, Twitch, Instagram, Threads, and of course TikTok. We're across all of those. The handle is @ProSynth Network. The one that gets the most action, I think, is Facebook. So if you're on Facebook and you want to come and join in some off-show chat, you can go and do that there. So that is all of the housekeeping, I think. I think we've managed to whittle through all of that. I'm going to try and stop talking for a little while and bring in all of our panel. We've got an expanded panel this week. We thought we'd bring as many people in as we can to have a chat about the scant news topics that we have. Yeah, I'm sure we'll fill the next hour and 50 minutes. And of course, don't forget, we've got our special guests coming up a little bit later in the show. The first person I'm going to bring in is one that I didn't think would make it, because he stripped his Mac Studio down this afternoon and has successfully rebuilt it. Mr. Spong, how are you?
I wasn't expecting you to go to me first.
You see. I'll give you a round. I'll give you a round of applause while you're still eating, Ken. We're getting that managed to get that done today.
We've got a new feature in here. I said we hadn't. It's gone now, and here it is. I've actually got extra sound effects, so I can do.
Oh yes.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Or I can go, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is Ken Spong.
On the bongos, no doubt.
On the bongos.
Yeah, apparently so. Yes, nearly didn't make it. As I was trying to explain earlier, I wanted to change the backup battery in the Mac Studio because it was flat. Because the Mac was not connected permanently to mains.
Yeah.
And I selected the wrong video. I was following the teardown video rather than the battery replacement one, and I actually removed all the ports and the card reader and everything else from the board.
Didn't need to do.
And then until it got to the point where he goes, and now remove the speaker, which I did, little plastic speaker, and I went, hang on, there's batteries under here. I could have just got to this. So, but still, I got to know the Mac Studio quite intimately.
You've got an intimate knowledge now of the Mac Studio.
Yeah, and I got it got a good hoovering as well. Yeah,
lots of suction.
Lots of sort of like cheese in it.
Ooh, nice toe jam.
Whoa.
Also, yeah, mate, it's just like it was literally a case of lifting the board up and going, "Ooh, does this look infected to you?" kind of thing. It was like, "Ooh, what the hell is in this thing?" So, so she's all clean and sparkly, and then it forgot every single account I had, and it was a mad rush to try and get StreamYard to work again, and accidentally bought it as well while I was at it and had to cancel that. So I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be allowed near computers. You're right. Yes, I know. I should have let you do it.
Give her a hug. Give her a hug. She wants a hug. Give her a hug. There you go. Oh, look at that. Well, it's good to have you. I was slightly concerned when you sent that picture through at about 3:30 this afternoon.
It was a very full coffee table, wasn't it?
Yes.
He's a brave man. He likes to live on the edge.
Shall we let's show people what I saw what you were seeing at 3:30 this afternoon. Let's see if I can grab this picture. It's enough to.
Now, bearing in mind, almost none of this had to come out. It's because I clicked on the. I should have clicked on the video underneath. Go on.
Hang on. This thing doesn't work quickly. Right, where are we? And there it is. And let's just drop this into the show. There we go.
All of that didn't have to come out.
Jesus.
Anyway, it all went back in pretty well because you're here, which is
good. Yeah. It was a bit squeaky bum for a couple of hours afterwards, but it turned out to be because of the whole software-y thing.
I find doing stuff like that is very scary, but also can be ultimately incredibly rewarding when it all works again.
Oh yeah. I feel most satisfied.
Yeah, quite.
And better still, while I was doing all this, Fiona was out in the Mustang putting the rust treatment down and the undersill ready for we're having all this aluminium like flooring put into the car on the boat.
Oh yeah.
So she's preparing all the floor for it, and I was in the warm working on the Mac.
Nice. Look at Siri, didn't she? She looked beautiful.
This isn't love. This is. I want some more of that cake, Dad.
Yeah,
she had that look and then looking at the cake.
Well, you give her a little bit of cake. We'll say hello to Andrew. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, gorgeous. How are you?
Cake.
Very well. Yourself?
There you go, baby.
Yeah, I rang Kent earlier just to see how he was. We were talking about, and he said, "I'm going to take apart the Mac Studio." I went, "No, what?" And I had this terrible sinking feeling.
Always on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't believe that. The reason he had to take it apart is because he unplugs it after every time he's used it, and there is a battery. There's a little. Is it a CR3208? Kent, little battery.
3220.
3220. It's one of those little circuit. That's what it uses to power it. When you switch it off, when it's not connected to mains, that keeps everything in RAM. You're using essentially a watch battery to keep it. It just struck me as insane that he'd have to replace that after you've not had it.
Well,
that
you don't
long,
have to replace it. That's the thing.
What do you do instead?
Leave it plugged into the mains. That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
All you got to do.
Wish it said that somewhere.
Anyway, that was that. Where's this
incidentally,
week gone?
I didn't hear a single word Andrew said.
Why?
It was all broken up. But only Andrew. You were fine. How's that for weird?
I'm hearing okay here. Yeah, I'm hearing you okay.
We're all
Andrew.
good. It's a you thing.
Oh God, here we go.
No. Well, carry on.
I did a show last night where we had a very, very prominent head of engineering for a very prominent company that does audio and video all the time. And for half an hour before the show started, he could not get his audio sorted. It was either echoing, or we couldn't hear him, or he couldn't hear us. And I was just so grateful to go through half an hour of him stressing rather than me, and go, oh, right, it's not just us. It's not just us. But here we are.
Yeah. No, I had to clear my cache. I didn't have to do it. I wanted to prove a point. I've got this problem with a company who I'm supposed to be able to access all my stuff on this portal to do with that company, and I haven't been able to do that for at least 6 months. And every time I contact them, they said, "Oh yes, we've got to do an account merge. We'll do that. It'll be ready in 7 days." 7 days later, it still doesn't work. And every time I speak to them, they say, "Have you cleared your cache?" And I'm like, "Yes, I cleared, because I did do it. I've done it once. It didn't make any difference." So I've now escalated it even further. And I thought, I will do it again. And I did it again. And of course, everything, you have to sign back into everything. And I signed back into StreamYard earlier today. And for some reason, it had forgotten some of the settings, even though they were stored in StreamYard. So it was really weird. I don't know what was going on there. But anyway, it's a pain. It's a pain. Modern technology.
And can I just ask one more? Can I just ask? I wanted to take a guess at the special guest.
No.
Go on. Let me just take one guess.
No.
Is it Elvis
Oh, damn. How did you find that out?
or Buddy Holly?
Yeah, it's a bit smelly in here at the moment, but we'll
Mark
get them on
Bolan?
those. Yeah. No dead pop stars. No
Okay.
dead pops. Who did? Here's a question. Who did the song "Dead Pop Stars"? Come on, quick fire, quick. Who sang the song "Dead
Mozart.
Pop Stars"? Call yourself music fans.
It was a guess.
I'll tell you, I'm going to go to.
Vivaldi.
I'm going to go to another one I've hadn't just heard there. Scott, you should know who did "Dead Pop Stars."
Nope, I don't.
They're from your neck of the woods.
How recent was it? Marillion? Is it Fish?
Well, you were alive.
Oh, really?
Not Big Country.
It was them.
Altered Images.
Robert the Bruce.
Happy birthday.
Claire
from
Grogan,
East
wasn't
Neck
it?
of
Was
the
the
Woods.
lead?
Claire-
Claire Grogan was the lead
Proclaimers?
singer?
Claire, the goddess Grogan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Their big hit was the Happy Birthday, wasn't it? That was their
yeah.
huge
Dead Pop Stars was
song.
before. Dead Pop Stars was before that.
Was it?
You know, it was in their kind of post-punk period before they got the poppy with Martin Russian. But yeah, cracking song. Anyway,
Bruce
How
and
do?
Robert.
I'm good. How's yourselves?
yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Is that a funky little microphone you've got there?
Yeah.
That looks like a pacemaker. Yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
If you take it off, does your heart stop?
Yeah, it does.
Pam shot Tony Stark.
I've been
Pan
very
shot
close
Tony
to a few times when I've been live, going to the toilet with this still unmuted. I need to be very careful.
Yeah, he's a pound stretcher Iron Man. Look, there you go. How have you been? You've been a busy boy. I know you put a new library out.
Certainly have, yeah. So that's the OBX8 finally done and out there. So, and it's been received very well, which is good.
And well, it should. It's fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew.
I thought it was
yes.
crap. It didn't work on my PB12 at all.
Yeah, so yeah, that has kept me busy the past little while. I kept sort of getting ready to release it, and I thought, no, hang on, I'm going to fix this. I'll fix that. I'll change this. I'll change that. And it's getting to know when right, that's it. Right, it's kind of like a song, really. You've kind of got to call it quits at some point. You know, you can kind of keep trying to over polish things, I think. But
Yeah.
So but yeah, that's it. But apart from that, I'm now just. I think it's going to be a bit of a Korg fest coming up because I've still got the Prologue to do. I've got the Minilog XD and I've got the multi-poly there. So I think the next month or so, 2 months, is going to be pretty much head buried in Korg gear, which I've never done any for Korg. So
Well, can
that'll
I
be
make a
new ones
suggestion
for
before
me.
you get too bogged down in that? Lustral, volume 3.
No.
No.
No, the thing is, I've had some of these coming soon on my website for about the past year, and I keep jumping onto other synths. And I get emails from people saying, "When's this coming out? It's been on your site for a year." It's coming soon, but it's not that soon.
Oh, well, I'll let you off then. Just this once, mind. Just this once.
No,
Anyway,
apart
good to
from
keep
that,
in.
still enjoying the sort of half decent weather we've had up here. I think summer's slowly coming to an end now, but
Yeah.
it's been very good.
Erin, is it?
Yeah.
On its way, or the remnants of Hurricane Erin are on the way. Anyway, good to have you, mate. Welcome aboard. I think
Thank
that's
you.
everyone, isn't it? Oh no, there's somebody else.
We've
forgotten
got
him,
someone
have
else.
we? Hello, Jason.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
There he is.
How's the audio?
It's better.
Yay!
Yay! All that talk from Andrew
Is he
about
writing his Dear John letter?
failing.
Oh, there he is.
Dear, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. I think ultimately the end of the summer holidays is nigh.
Yes.
And it's been busy with the kids. And I haven't, as you might expect when you're a devoted father, devoted parent, I haven't spent as much time in here doing the things that I'd like to have done. But you know what? I love autumn. Autumn looks
Yeah.
better on camera. Oh,
It does.
so it's been a good couple of weeks.
Because the
Lots
kids
of
went away for a couple
organisation.
of weeks, didn't they?
They did, and that was hello, got Tom here. Yeah, and that was good because we had I did the lights in here. I stripped all the you strip all the bits out of your studio and you put it back together, hoping it all goes well. So I did that, and the lights definitely improved on that side. Tom says hi. Look, here we go. Tom. Tom.
Yeah, don't show us the pencil sharpener. There we go. That's the pretty side.
Oh no! Be careful. I got a flame here. So.
Oh,
You want to come this way? You can't be seen on camera though. So yeah. So it's been a productive summer either way. I mean, we've done lots of. What have you done now? Lots of things to the house. And finally got into my workshop, and ultimately that led to clearing and cleaning the garden out the back. So we've actually got a nice space out there. So I might be doing some more jamming in gym jams in the garden because it now is easier and cleaner. But yeah, to get to. But yeah,
nice.
Good
stuff. Well, welcome. Finally, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you as always. We've got a nice full house today, and as I said earlier, maybe in about half an hour or so, we might have some more people join us. Out of the blue, complete surprise guests. Nobody but me and them know who it is. So do stick around.
Baby Jesus.
You will enjoy who it is. I know you will, because we all love them a lot. Anyway, let's try and get some news in before they arrive. And let's start uncharacteristically with a little bit of modular. Should we do a little bit of modular?
This is good.
I loaded this up and I thought, did we do this the other week? I don't think we did.
No, we didn't.
And if we did, I'm sorry. We're going to do it again because this is actually a kind of a cool piece of modular. Let's play a little bit of the video.
The Stem Ripper is a high-quality 8-channel audio recorder designed for direct and immediate multi-track recording of your modular patches for easy mixing and editing within a computer. It includes 8 inputs recorded as 16-bit 44.1 kHz stems directly to a micro SD card which is inserted into the front of the module. The optional through expander duplicates the Ripper's 8 inputs to a row of outputs, eliminating the need for stacking patch cables but using an additional 2 HP. The Stem Ripper is perfect for quick patch archival with an uncomplicated UI, automatic date stamping of recordings, and an additional configurable fixed stereo mix included in the file. Let's begin patching the elements of our track through the Stem Ripper to multi-track them. We'll start with the kick.
Let's not. You can watch the rest of that 8.5-minute video where they do that, okay? But you get the idea. So this is a small module that has 8 inputs. You can take the outputs of your modules or the outputs from the effects that your modules are going in, stick them into any one of these 8 inputs. And then with that additional module, that little 2 HP module, you can then send those out to your external mixer, monitoring, whatever you want to do. But it will record each of those inputs as an individual 16-bit 44.1 audio file, and also it will sum all of those bits together into one stereo WAV file as well. It'll date stamp everything onto the SD card, so when you take the card out and transfer it into your machine, you'll be able to see the stamp, so it'll give you some form of identity and checking this. And I think this is a really cool little product for those people who inexplicably use modular synthesizers. This is like what I can do with a single cable out of one of my digital synths. 8 tracks go into it's just, I don't know. But anyway, we shan't go there. I just thought this was a rather cool little module for those people that are that way inclined. It's let me just share the screen here. Let's put this on. There we go. There we are. So that's the main module and this optional expander. So you don't get both bits. You just get the main bit, and then you want the optional expand. That will just plug into the side, as you can see. It's quite a shallow little affair going on there. I just think this is a cool little thing. It's not particularly cheap for what it is. I mean, I guess you could. Where is it now?
ALM stuff's usually really well built. And
it is,
really
yes.
Well spec'd. So I mean, I think was it 3? Is that 3 or 4? What was it? Where's the price?
I'm just. This is the thing. They don't sell the modules directly on their site. You have to go to a retailer. So you have to go to here. You have to go to find the stockist, and then I'll just pick like pick one in the UK.
Perfect circuit.
I'll go to Signal Sounds. There we go.
Oh, there you go. That'll be Elevate.
$299.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's sort of around that sort of price. That makes sense. You would have to buy the. Well, would you though? There's no way of playing it back, is there? It's just a recorder.
It's just a recorder, and then you just pop the SD card out, stick it into your computer, and then just download it. So you can then just mix in the DAW.
As you pointed out, you can do that with your synth into your DAW, right? You can do that with Modular as well. I suppose I'm trying to think how you would what the application would be for this. Is
Live?
If you're jamming
Live recordings, give it an EMOM.
Jamming, I think just jamming. Yeah. I think EMOM is an EMOM, isn't it? It's captured stereo. You don't need multi-track for that. I wouldn't
need it, but some people might like to be able to say, "Oh, do you know, I listened to that back, and the bass needs to come up a bit," or you know.
But I see. Yeah, I think it would be good for as it says stems. So what you're doing is you're jamming away on your modular. You hit record, boom, you've got all the tracks recorded. Then you can take it, make a loop out of it. Jackson, what? Sorry, guys. He wants to tell us. What? Oh my God! Come in then. Door's open. He's so vocal. Come on, come here. Oh, so Jackson says he wants one.
Look at that big floof.
Oh no! Oh,
look at that big floof. So it's it's a handy little thing. I mean, apart from you, Jason, the rest of us here are pretty non-modular.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
So
what have you done?
Well, this is the kind of thing we've had a few things on recently that have got me thinking, do you know what? Maybe it's time for me to jump in and start exploring some of this stuff. This kind of thing for me as a sound designer, this really appeals to me. I know the kind of stuff that Ian Boddy does, where he puts together, recordings, and he takes, this would allow me to take stems of anything up to 8 tracks and put them into my DAW and then play around with them, rearrange them, cut them up, do all the kind of stuff I like doing, which is, the slicing and granular, whatever, and looping and repeating, turning them back to front. This is just I like this. I think this makes... The only thing I don't like about this, the only thing is that it's 44.1, not 48. I don't understand why they'd have done that, because most people tend to record at 48 these days. But aside from that, I think this is a really good thing. This would make playing with Modular so much easier for me. I mean, I know I could get a USB thing that would give me multi-channel if there's a way of, there's all sorts of things I know that you can get. But this is just really simple. Take out the SD card, stick it in, and away you go. So I like this a lot. I think this is a really, really good thing. And I don't think the price is that bad, $299. I know I could do it with Zoom or something, but this is just stupid simple.
I was going to mention the magic Zoom word, because one of the things that I love about the current range of Zoom handheld recorders is the 32-bit float point recording, which means you don't have to worry about levels at all. You just plug something in and record it. It doesn't matter how loud it is. There's no distortion, no clipping. And I thought something like this would be ideal. But what you have to do with this is plug everything in and then level check everything to make sure it's not clipping, and then capture your recording.
Kind of defeats the point, doesn't it? 16 bit, do you know what? I want 32-bit, 24-bit or 32. Yeah.
I mean, I know obviously Zoom have a massive market and therefore can do this 32-bit float point stuff at ridiculous prices. I think I paid like 130 quid for my H4 Essential, which is 4 channels, 32-bit float point. They do that little desktop thing, don't they? Is it the L6?
L6.
That's got 32-bit
the L6.
float point.
2 channels though, only on 2 channels.
Okay.
The L6 was originally sort of aimed at the modular market, because I think you can even get brackets to mount it in a modular.
Okay.
I think. I mean, I'm not 100%, but it's only got 32-bit on the
first
mic
2 channels.
The first 2 channels, which are the mic channels. So it's a bit. Oh, come on.
The other thing that's nice about this is that it has the pass through, so you can do your plug in, plug out. The pass through, that's really handy. That's really handy.
Pass through in with it to start with. It doesn't. I think as an extra, it's like well, it can. You need if there's no way of monitoring the inputs for distortion, so you're not clipping. How are you going to know unless you've got it going out somewhere? So
yeah, it's true.
You're coming from that into your mixer, then
again,
you need to monitor, don't you?
Excuse my ignorance on modular, but can't you have one of those audio inputs that go into the thing, but they've also the cable's got a socket on top of the plug, so you can then take it out.
Stack, well, that's what he was saying. Is that I mean, you can stack, but if you don't, I don't have a single stacking cable, but if that's another expense, isn't it? Whereas I'm sure the output the expansion would probably be about 80 quid or something, 80 or 100 quid. Whereas what would a bunch of stacking cables cost? Probably about the same. Yeah. Modular's expensive.
Yes, well, indeed. Yeah. I was just about to come to ask Scott what he thought, but he's kind of disappeared at the moment. Hopefully he'll pop back in. Kent, have you got any thoughts on this? I mean, you got rid of what little modular that you had briefly.
Yeah.
So, but any thoughts on this? Just as an outsider,
I think the bottom line for me would be get back to me when it can save patches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the only. That's something modular. Well, no, actually, it's what makes modular special. Actually, it's because it's
it makes it special to some and annoying to others in equal measure, I think. But,
yeah, probably so. I mean, I must admit, I'm with the others here where I'm trying to see its most practical application. I can't think of a situation where
it would be great if it had a
would
looper.
be useful. In that,
this is a really good, an almost really
sure
good idea.
Probably something it's really good for, but and those who are into it will get it for that. But
yeah. Anyway, there you go. That's from ALM Busy Circuits. It's the what do we call it again? The stem ripper. Stem ripper.
And Scott's here.
Great
Scott's
name.
back, by the way.
Sorry,
Scott's back.
Scott is back. Yeah. You're not into your modular, are you, at all, Scott?
Not into modular at all. And it's not because it's not really through anything that I don't like about it. I just know that I would just end up down that
money pit,
very costly rabbit hole.
It's very true.
I would end up buying module after module. I just couldn't stop. I know what I'm like. So
it is worth pointing out here at the top of their website. This was something I was going to mention earlier, but I might as well say it now. Shipments to the US from basically pretty much anywhere in the world at the moment are at a standstill because most carriers have stopped sending things because of the tariff situation that kicked in today. And the de minimis has been reduced. So anything that's before, anything that was $800 or less that went into the US, they didn't bother with. Now they've got rid of that. So until they get together the processes to manage those charges and extra fees and what have you, many carriers, not the retailers, it's the carriers that have stopped doing this. So if you live in America and you want to buy something from Europe or Japan or Australia or the UK, you'll probably find you can't. Although I did learn today that recorded media, so if you're buying records, CDs, that kind of thing, that's exempt. So you can still go out and buy your records and your CDs, and they're exempt from all of that stuff. But as far as these things are concerned, forget it for the time being, which is just a pain. But there it is. That's how it is.
Caused problems with my Mustang door as well.
Yeah, it's causing problems everywhere. It's just bonkers. But there you go. So I just thought I'd highlight that. I'm sure you're all well aware of that little predicament that we find ourselves in. Let's talk about a piece of hardware that existed many years ago, has come back and is coming back again. I don't have any video content for this, but I will just bring this up onto the screen. This is the news that Dave Rossum, his company Rossum Electro Music, is bringing back the SP1200. So they brought it back about 5 years ago with a special edition that was, I think, $3,999 US, and it's almost exactly the same as the original. Obviously, certain parts have had to be replaced with other components, but Dave himself has made sure that those replacement components are as close to the originals as possible. There's no floppy disk drive on this. It will use an SD card. But this is the 40th anniversary. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, hang on a minute. The SP1200 came out in 1987, so we're actually only 38 years. I think the logic that Dave is using here is that the SP12 came out 40 years ago, and this is kind of a celebration, given that the SP1200 was kind of an extension of that. That's kind of how I'm sort of figuring it out in my head. But anyway, as you can see, it looks exactly like an SP1200. It is gold around the edges as opposed to silver, and it's got this very dark grey, almost black casing. It looks a gorgeous thing. The SP1200 is just an icon in its field, shall we say, and is still greatly sought after and used today, whether it's the original EMU or whether it's Dave's version, or, of course, our wonderful friend Brad over there in Florida at Isla, of course, has done the S2400, which is his take on it and more. But I don't know. I mean, you can pre-orders open on this on the 2nd of September. There's only going to be 100 of these made, and it's going to cost, I believe, I think it's $5,000, $4,999. Worldwide, this is. You'll get some limited edition bits and bobs in there as well. There's this lovely poster that's worth all of that, but it's printed in gold foil and acid-free paper. But yeah, pre-orders open on the 2nd of September at 10 a.m. to get one of these 100 special instruments. Of course, you can buy an Isla Instruments one for a lot less, and it will do a lot more as well. But it's a classic machine. Now, if only we knew someone who used to work at EMU that could talk about maybe the thing. But unfortunately, we don't have anybody. Do we?
Never met anyone.
No.
Who? Well, Scott. Did Scott used to work for EMU?
Rod Hull.
Did you work for Rod Hull?
Oh, yeah, I was saying, did Jason have his hand up some puppet's arse or something?
It was Rod Hull had his hand up.
Jason's. Okay. What do you think, Andrew?
Can I give you I'm going to give you probably a surprising answer to this, which is I remember this machine. I used it a lot in studios. When it came out, I was just blown away with it. I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and so did everyone else. Now, honestly, given the choice, in fact, I don't even have to make a choice. I'd choose the S2400 every single day of the week and bank holidays. I mean, it's... I love the SP1200, but the S2400 does all of that, plus a load more, and it's half the price. I love Dave Rossum as well. I love what he's doing, and I'm sure he'll sell these without my having to give my seal of approval. I think it's a great machine, and for anyone that wants to, own that special something, great. I'd buy the S2400. I think what Brad's done with that is stunning. I think this is a nod to history that's really good. Well done, Dave. Hope you sell every single one of them.
Oh,
I'll be
undoubtedly,
ordering.
Yeah.
I'd order the S2400.
Yeah, I mean, these will sell. There's only 100 of them, and that's probably indicative of how many he would likely sell at that price. But yeah, I agree that the S2400 is a brilliant machine. Brad sent me one.
It echoes the 12-bit and 26K sampling.
Oh yeah.
Of the original. So you get exactly the same sound,
and you can do all the other stuff beyond that
all the
well.
other stuff, and the new cards that go in, and also it's a better machine.
Yeah, but the SP1200 is a classic.
Yeah. I'd have both.
Yeah, if money were no object,
I'd have both.
Yeah, but sadly, money is an incredibly large object.
Yeah, you'll have a queue of hip hop artists waiting to buy one of those. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'd be using the S2400 a lot more regularly, just because it's got it does what I'd be in front of it making tunes all the time.
Yeah.
With the 1200, it would be okay. Let's have a little play for a day or two here. It wouldn't be something that would occupy my whole time. The 2400 would. That's just my take on it.
No. Scott, any thoughts on this one?
No, just that it's pricey, and it's good to see it coming out because it was so big in the 80s. It was huge, and it still is really. A lot of the hip hop artists still use them, so I definitely think the 100 will sell, no problem. I think there's plenty of money going around in the hip hop industry for
This always
and
made more sense to me than an
nostalgia-wise,
NPC. This always made more sense to me than an NPC.
Right, okay.
Much simpler, much
Yeah.
better user interface. The thing about the 1200 was and remains that it is stupid easy to use. You can be working with it really quickly. And at the time, it was unprecedented. There was nothing like it. Now
Yeah.
there are better options.
Yeah.
It's a star.
Jason, you got this on your shopping list?
SP12, I think. but just
Old
because
school.
it's so crunchy.
2 megs.
proper.
Yeah.
Two megs of
Give me
RAM.
half that. I could do it with a quarter. I love those old era drum machines, and I think that kind of that crunchy nature. So I'd love one for just for the, as you say, for nostalgia. But
Yes.
people don't necessarily want a broader palette to work with. They want that narrow field because that's what was used by whoever, whenever, to make that track that everybody loves. Because that's what you'll never kill that, because
If this
that's
was a
why we make music,
reissued,
right? Or
if
part
this
of
was
the
a reissued emulator 2, then I'd want it. Seriously, if it was an emulator 2 reissued, put my name down now. I'll have one straight away. Don't care what it costs.
yeah.
Don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're brilliant
Would be
machines.
tempting. Would be tempting.
Yeah.
No, I think the thing with the SP1200 and the SP12 as well, and those machines wasn't just necessarily the low bit, crunchy nature of the technology at the time. It was all of those little things, those techniques that the users came up with. So put play the record at 78 and then pitch it down. You get to your right pitch, but it just does this thing to the sound that you will only get by doing that with that that technology. So it's
And
a lovely
longer
kind of thing.
samples. And
Exactly,
longer
yeah.
samples.
Yeah. So it's those things that came out of it. But you can do that on Brad's machine, and then some. So I still desperately want an Isla Instruments. But every time I get sort of that kind of disposable income, something comes up, like a bill or something, and it's just like gone again. So Brad, if you're watching, I know you do. The postage to the UK is still good. So just saying,
just a brace.
Anyway.
Get a brace over.
yeah.
For review.
Yeah, for review. Yeah, it'd be a long-term review.
very.
long. Very long.
We'd need to put it through its paces. We'd all have to have a go. It's
I
gonna,
know.
a couple of years at least.
at least, and we have to pass it around the group. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, there you go. It's the Rossum Electro Music 40th anniversary SP1200. That's actually the 38th anniversary, but yeah, go figure. Whatever, I don't care. It's lovely, and I want one, and I'm never going to have one. But there you
Does
go.
Kent like it?
Yeah. Kent, this is just not your thing. It's why I don't really.
Well, it's not that. I mean, I wish them well, and I hope he sells all 100 of them. But to be honest with you, these machines, although they're currently used with these various sort of like yo and woolly hat and all that cobblers.
Yo, woolly hat.
Yeah, I don't freaking know.
In your
But-
yard, no doubt. No doubt.
But the thing is, people were buying these for romance and collectors, right? Now, the romantics and the collectors have bought them. There's been an SP 1200 sitting on Richard's site now for 4 years.
What, an original or
An
the
original,
reissue?
yeah, for a lot less than what this is, and it's sat there. Nobody's buying them. That's the market. I don't know if the market's there for all 100 of them.
Well, I think
Especially at that price.
there's probably 100 mega rich hip hop producers that will have one of these simply because I don't have to pay tax on it. I'll just buy one.
But very,
And
very
they'll
possible.
stick it on the wall
Yeah.
with all the original
Yeah.
gritty,
Yeah.
scuffed up SP 1200. Then the reissue. Then now there's gold. They'll the 100 will go.
But their
and maybe a
studio probably
handful.
already has 2 of them.
Yeah, and the
And it's
handful
just- this
will
is
end up
just-
with.
But that's what I mean. It's more for the the romantics and the collectors, and hopefully there are 100 of them.
Yeah.
I think
you know,
putting
for that-
gold on it was a good design choice as well, because that'll appeal to the
I
hip-hop
can't
dudes
see-
as
It's
well.
gorgeous.
I can't
Yeah.
see Joe on the street rushing out to buy one of these.
Well,
Do you know
I'll
what
tell
I
you
mean?
what the average Joe on the street could go out and buy. And this is a lovely segue. I didn't plan this, but it just kind of popped into my head.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So, do you remember Sonicware released this thing called the Lofi-12 XT, which it was in their little sample track format?
Yeah.
And it does that kind of stuff. It does the whole lo-fi crunchy sampling stuff. Well, it's just got updated to version 1.5. And actually, before we go through the specs, let's just play a little sample of what it sounds like. 'Cause it So that's an intro to a comprehensive video on all the feature updates. But here are the feature updates here. So we've got the introduction, reverse sample, playback, one-shot and loop modes. We've got upgraded slicing, so we can expand that up to 16 slices and edit multiple slices in one hit. You can start the playback from any step in the pattern, which includes support for MIDI song position pointer. There's a step sound preview. There's 4 new master effects called Snip Loop, Remix, Isolator, and the compressor. And there's now a separate the compressor is now separate from the sidechain compressor, which now supports external signal as the target source. You've got audio export, so you can export pattern songs or individual tracks as audio files. The mixtape recording feature now supports external input as well. The MIDI note map feature and additional MIDI CC command options, enhanced GUI and visual feedback. Pads now illuminate in pad mode for entered notes. Note on events are displayed on the LCD screen, etc., etc. And there's various improvements and bug fixes, including a 0 reset for velocity sensitivity by pressing the knob. So lots of stuff goes in there, and they've included 2 new sample libraries from, they say legendary hip-hop producers. I'm not in that world, but DBS, I don't know, DBS and Ski Beats, whoever they might be, apparently they're legendary, and they've included 2 sample packs from those included with this free update for all Lofi-12 XT users. If you don't remember what the Lofi XT12 was, let's bring it here. There it is. So there were 2 colours. There was the limited edition sort of Akai style, and then there was the black version. It's in their, what we call it, the sample trek format. Battery operated or mains operated, has a built-in speaker. They're really cool things. Yes, they've got a small screen, but it's actually a really useful small screen. Lots of good quality inputs and outputs. Sample, you can sample directly into this thing. You can synchronize it up via MIDI or sync ports. They're really cool little machines. I'm going to actually get mine out now and play around with it. I've loaded the firmware in. Haven't explored it fully, so I'm going to be spending some time doing that, hopefully, in the coming weeks. Also, because I want to use the sequencer on it to trigger something else that we're going to be talking about a little later. But anyway, any thoughts on this? I mean, this is a really cool piece of gear. 359 quid for something that gives you all of that kind of lo-fi crunching grit that we were talking about with.
Sounds great, if you
yeah,
ask
it does.
me. It does. It sounds really good. I'm just listening to that demo, and I've listened to a few today as well, and I was like, wow, that thing's quite impressive. It's never been something that I've looked at until today, just when you sent that link through, Rob. But very, very cool bit of kit. And it seems like quite a number of fixes and improvements they've made with that update as well, which is good.
There was lots of people on the unofficial Discord that's not run by Sonicware, but is quite a big, sort of Sonicware user community. And lots of people have been for the last few months saying, "Oh, we're going to get an update. We're going to get an update." And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, here it is.
1.5. Yeah.
So there you go. Tom, what do you think? Oh no, you just. He was about to give us his informed opinion. Is he's staring at us?
He is.
His eyes aren't closed.
Sleeping with one eye open.
Look at that. Oh no, he's closed them.
Yeah.
Oh, they were open.
Should we just do that? Should we just do the rest of the show as that? Because I could watch a cat sleeping.
Oh, he's watching you now, look.
Hello, Tom. Anyway, Kent.
Hello.
You've got kind of a love-hate relationship with the Sonicware boxes, haven't you? You got, what was it, the Ambient Zero, and then you got rid of it. Then
Yeah.
you've ordered the Evoke.
Oh, I got the Evoke.
Yeah. Do you like
Yeah. I'll let you know when I turn it on.
that? Okay. What are your thoughts on this?
Now the thing about lo-fi, I know I understand the genre and you know why they exist, but for me it was like I spent years and thousands of pounds trying to get away from my audio sounding crap. Sorry,
Why would you do that?
That's true. It's true.
you know, and why would I want to go back?
Yeah. We made audio sound absolutely perfect,
Yeah.
and then realised that actually
I don't feel
as
the need
humans,
to
we
rush
don't
out and
like
buy an 8-bit sampler tomorrow. Put it that way, you know.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I get it. I know. I think no, it's good that it got an update anyway, because it's a lot of things that do come out and people, you know, see updates coming out from other stuff, and their box is being overlooked all the time. So good that they got an update.
Yeah, and that's the thing I found with Sonicware is they're very small. They're a very small company, but they don't abandon anything. And if they do abandon something, it's with good reason. And then they generally, as they did with the ELZ1, they bring out a new version of it with the other
Yeah.
stuff. So you know they are consistent. I will give them that.
Well, it's
Jason,
good because
you-
I mean, I
you like
want
your
something to
boxes.
come out for the Rolly again, and you know, tidy up the corners and everything like that. It's like doesn't matter.
Some
No,
companies,
nothing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Move on. Jason, you like your
Yes.
little boxes, don't you?
I love little boxes. I love the portability of it, but I've never, ever played any of the Sonicware stuff,
Ooh.
and I don't know why that is. How is it that I've not ended up with, you know? I mean, look, little boxes,
I know, yeah, just little boxes everywhere.
little boxes everywhere. It's part of my shtick, but yeah, this is definitely something that caught my ear. Like, and like, you know, and yeah, Ken, I do agree. Why do we want to go back to gritty now that we're pushing the clean? But I think the point is that we've got a clean signal path to record onto. So actually, a bit of inherent noise is always a nice way to sort of warm that up.
Oh
a
yeah,
little
no,
bit.
yeah. Honestly, I
Yeah.
get it. I'm just making sort of like humour on it, but
I know.
you know what I mean. But at the same time, I go, I can't find a place for that in my music
No,
personally. You know,
You're so gorgeously glossy and silky that I think
Like his
I
hair.
wouldn't.
yeah.
Like
like,
it's that.
I think it's not that silky anymore.
Take
So,
two
yeah,
keyboards into the
whereas-
shower.
Watch
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly for my kind of stuff, I think that kind of lo-fi element is always in there a little bit anyway. And I suppose that's the Bristol in me, you know, been here way too long
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
so it seeps.
Easy
seeps quickly.
Scott.
The one thing I really like about the Sonicware stuff is that
Seeping Bristols. What
if
an
we
image.
look at the Livens, right, the Livens have all got a very specific focus. They don't try to
Yeah.
be all things to all people. And it's the same, they're doing the same with these, like the Sample Trek and now the Lofi-12 XT, and they had the side drums as well. They've expanded, you know, stuff, but it's focused on one thing, and they don't mess around with it. There's no frills. Everything is useful, and even every update always brings something really useful. It's just really nice.
I'm thinking it would be good to, for the event next year, in March of next year, the Synth, is it Synth Southwest?
Synth Southwest, yeah.
Synth Southwest. I'll bring down all the Sonicware stuff I have. If you want to bring them down, we could just have a table with them all up, because they're astonishing devices. This one,
Yeah.
I remember. I mean, this is me being very, very old indeed. I remember being in studios in the 80s when the Lin 9000 came out, which was an astonishing sampling platform, you know, drum platform. And then often going back to the MPC or the SP or any of those just because that crunch was actually something you wanted, that reduced bandwidth, that reduced frequency and or bit count, had a sound to it that even, you know, when you're putting music together, sometimes the Lin stuff was just too clean. It was just too clean. And there is something about that crunch that is very reminiscent of listening. Back in the day, back in the 80s, it was about trying to reference almost AM radio, which you used to get in cars, which sounded really shit compared to FM, but there was a sound to it, and we all put up with it. That's why this will do well. And I think the fact that they've bought out, the 1.5, 359 quid for something that does all of this, it's another no-brainer, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always say this about the Fair, like the Series 3, even though it was essentially the best one, it didn't sound the best. The Series 2 sounded the best because it just had that character that the technology, the limitation of the technology gave it. So I was always more of a Series 2 than a Series 3 fan. But there you go. That's the Live and Lofi-12 XT has just received its 1.5 update. If you've got one, it's completely free. Go and download it from the website. If you haven't bought a Lofi-12 XT, the original unit that's black coloured is available for 359 quid from the Sonicware website. Of course, you can pick them up from other retailers as well. Before we do the next thing, I just want to recognise some people in the chat. So Mr. Matt Evans has donated £2.82 because it's 282 shows. The wife has allowed him to send this. He can say that now because he's married.
Hey, congratulations. Forgot
The
about
hand of Lennon, who supported us last week by purchasing merchandise as well. So cheers, mate. Thank you very much. I'm still waiting for the photos. But yeah, he's donated $1.99, and the wonderful Amanda Chowdhury has donated $2, hopefully free from tariffs. Amanda, I got your email today, by the way. I will be back in touch very soon. We will set something up. So anyway, we've killed like half the news, but guess what, people? We have special surprise guests. Shall we introduce them all in one go or just one? I think we'll start.
Bob Hope.
We'll start with, well, I guess I don't want to say the main man,
Drum
but he's
roll.
our friend. He's your friend. We love him to bits. Can't wait to see him again. It's the one and the only Mr. Anthony Marinelli, everyone.
Yay!
Big round of applause.
Hello, Anthony.
I've got an applause sound effect. I didn't press it. Here we go. There we go. How are you, Anthony?
Very well, thank you. Thanks. It's great to see all of you.
Great to see you.
Yeah, having a good hot summer right now. It finally heated up here in Cali, and we're here, with some other guests. I'll let you introduce some.
Yeah,
they're a lot more special than I am because they make a lot of things happen. I'm privileged to just be a medium these days, and I'm sitting in front of the Oberheim stuff because that's.
Oh, there's a clue.
Yeah.
There's a clue. Yes.
Oh,
you said,
hello.
The clue.
He said and Anthony phoned me up one evening. I was actually we were doing we was on one of Kent's shows, and I got this phone call. And I was like, oh, it's Anthony. Oh my god! And he said, I can bring friends if you like. I said, yeah. Who can you bring? He's only brought another friend of the show. He's been on the show at least a couple of times. This man is responsible for so much. I'm not going to. We'll waste half the show. Just going through his
Just
achievements.
going through the credits, yeah.
But you know this guy. We all know this guy. We are all indebted to this guy's genius. He's in front of his massive wall of Oberheim. It's the one and only Mr. Marcus Ryle, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, Marcus. How are you?
Marcus. Hello, Marcus.
You're kind. Doing well. How are you all doing?
Yeah, really good. You got a nice, clean picture coming through there as well. Have you improved your internet connection? It looks really good.
Oh,
Yeah, crystal clear,
I probably just got lucky. I tell you, we've got our Spectrum service here. It's just luck of the draw. But
That's cool.
Dave's
But
working well.
That fantastic backdrop is just glorious. We could just sit there and look at that.
Thank you.
Are you well? Have you been busy? You've got obviously lots of things, lots of plates spinning.
Yeah, been very busy trying to keep working on some new surprises. Might still be a little while before you see what's up with that. But there's even more Oberheim to come, so that's kind of fun.
Be worth the wait. Talking of Oberheim stuff, I don't know if you have checked out this man in the middle. Is it this way? There we go. Him with the Jupiter 8 t-shirt in the middle has just released a superb bank of sounds for the OBX8. And they're well worth listening to. Scott McAuley sounds. Check that. I'll send you a link. It's well worth checking out. So anyway, Anthony phoned me up the other day, which was a great honour and a privilege as always. And he said, look, do you mind if we pop on the show? Because we want to tell everyone about this new series of videos that they've got coming out. I'm going to stop talking. Anthony, tell us, what have you... I mean, if anybody... everyone here should be subscribed to the channel anyway. But if they haven't already, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing.
I will be glad to do that. Just want to be sure Rob is not in the waiting room, right? Because he was possible.
No, he's not there at the moment.
Okay, well then we know that. I mean, he just told me unless he dies, but maybe he is dying because kids. That's death.
Yeah, for sure.
We're fortunate enough to be able to have that be death, but we're here. It was Rob that facilitated it. That's why I wanted to wait for him, but we won't know if he's going to come. So we're going to start because he introduced me to Marcus, and Rob and I had talked about like, wow. We should really sit with Tom Oberheim. How could we do this? And it wouldn't have made sense to do it without Marcus. So Rob organized it because he had relationships with both of them and brought me into the picture so we could go up there with my team, with Dante, producing it and the way we normally do our videos, which is kind of casual, but it allows for, because and in this sense, we had two of Tom's. I mean, Marcus he goes so far back. He's part of Oberheim. It's in his DNA. He mentored with Tom, and Marcus is here to tell you about that. And Rob is new to the picture, but not that new because it's been years since he's been working with Tom. On that level, because they both can get into the work of art. To me, which doesn't make any sense to me, like looking at these circuit boards and that sort of thing. So we brought it all together in this series of videos. There's the long video with Tom that we had about 4 hours of hanging out at his house and just talking.
How was that?
It was amazing. Well, the comfort level was there because of Marcus and Rob being there.
Yeah.
And I think he's just totally lucid and tells the whole story. And it's an emotional story too. It's a story about why he was inspired to do this and to do the hard thing, which was start a company and make products. Like, and really, it just seemed like it wasn't like a get rich quick or get rich ever kind of scheme. It was a labor of love, and it's so amazing to me that it was all induced by his love for the sound.
Yeah.
And I found I had a lot of things in common with him in terms of my early years in the 60s, because he was in the Roger Wagner Chorale as a singer before he did this Oberheim thing and before he even did his pedals, his effects pedals. So he was singing down there at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion where my dad worked. And I was crossing paths with him all the time when I was a kid because I was down there for all these concerts. Yeah. So his heart was in music, and it was his ear and his desire to hear something and that could make artists, create music. And that's what drove Tom, and it just was a spiral. Mm-hmm. And I found that out, and it was really, I guess that's similar to the Alan R. Perlman story and the Bob Moog story. Mm-hmm. But I think that Tom was just driven even so much by the sound that he didn't even care about like being right technically with a lot of this stuff. And I found that out. So we told the story, and we did it in a series of one long video, and then we cut out a whole bunch of clips that are broken down into just like the sound and then the SEM. And you can see them all on my channel, Anthony Marinelli Music, on YouTube. And then there's shorts on TikTok. Oh, thank you for that. TikTok and Instagram. So you can get the short versions there. And then the clips are like 10-minute to 15-minute versions on YouTube if you don't want to watch the whole Tom interview. And, and Marcus is here. He can tell you he did it in reverse order. Like he was a musician first, and then he got into the technical thing. So,
well, before we go to you, Marcus,
sure.
I'm delighted to announce that Rob hasn't passed away. He has made it to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, first time on the show. He is, I guess we could call him the American Kent Spong.
Really?
It's Rob Rosen.
Wow, that's high praise. That's high praise.
Rob.
I'll take it.
Rob, it's an absolute pleasure to kind of virtually meet you for the first time. I've heard
Likewise.
so much about you. Welcome. Whereabouts do we find you today?
I am in my synthesizer studio here in Burbank, California, USA. I'll just give a quick pan of the room for all the nerds.
Oh boy.
So here is
Wow.
Look at that Oberheim.
Oberheim.
Look at this Oberheim.
It's
Oh, wow.
insane. What? No.
Ew.
What is that? I mean, I
Oh,
know
so
it's a
that's
whole
where
bunch
all
of-
my
All
work
right, so
went.
we'll start this. So this is my modular 8-voice Oberheim. I don't know what the camera looks like because my phone's backwards.
It looks good, Rob. It's very clear.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So this is I got this from a really important synthesizer figure whom I'm sure one day will be on Anthony's channel, and that's Casey Young.
Yeah.
So he used this on some really big film soundtracks, Rocky 4 or 3, I forget which. I think whichever one's less acclaimed, and also Broken Wings by Mr. Mister is
really?
what this was on, and I think Kiri as
Ugh.
well. And it's my 8-voice, actual 8-voice.
Yeah.
And then it got the EMU modular, my Moog System
Moog.
55, 2 ARC 2600s, a lot of polysynths, some electromechanical stuff, drum machines, and mini Moog, Synthy, some tape echoes, and that's about it.
That's a playground and a half.
Oh,
That really, that's insane. It's so great to see you, and it's so great to see that. Thanks for joining. Just before we go
Thanks
to
for having
Marcus,
me.
tell us a little bit about how you facilitated this connection between Anthony and Tom, because that's a meeting of two really great people.
And
So
Marcus.
definitely goes back to Marcus. I've known Tom, I want to say, for about 6 or 7 years, kind of chatting on and off about various things. Truthfully, usually when we take way too long to fix a 4-voice and someone's like, you should talk to Tom, and then Tom will call me and be like, I don't know why they keep telling me to call you, because you obviously fixed them and I just made them a million years ago. But we've always had a good rapport. He's a great guy. And then Marcus and I have become friends in the last few years, and this meeting with Tom is something that Anthony wanted to do, and it's like, well, we'll let it happen organically. And I think somehow or another, Marcus and I just made it happen. Marcus definitely gets the credit there scheduling, but definitely some mutual connection there that made it happen.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Marcus, let's come to you. Now, I know that you are passionate about preserving and proselytizing about Tom's work. It's your main, I would say, it's the thing I know you most for is for talking about Tom and his work. How important was it for you to get Tom on a channel as popular as Anthony's, and get that, just not only to get him to talk about the stuff, but get it recorded, get it saved? This is now there.
I think a lot of credit to Anthony. Over the years, people have interviewed Tom, and so on. There's some stories that you've seen in several interviews, but I think what really makes this special is Anthony has a wonderful way of creating a real comfortable, relaxed environment, and we went up to Tom's house, and his wife Jill joins us for a little bit, and it was just a very comfortable, casual conversation that I can tell you, I even had the chance to ask Tom a question or two, and despite knowing him for 45 years, learn some things, and really thought it was special. I do encourage people to kind of watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
And especially, I'm kind of an older guy now too, 64. And I think as we get older, we appreciate when you have the opportunity to talk to someone important like Tom, someone who's had such an impact on all of us, and be so grateful that he's still around to be able to have these conversations, because we don't get to have these conversations with Bob anymore, or Alan, or
Dave,
or many others, or Dave Smith, so it was really special, because not only do we, you can get the whole arc of what Tom went through, but as Anthony said, I feel like there was aspects of it that just made it a lot more personal and relatable. And I think it's going to be a nice little time capsule of just how all this came about. So it was fun to be able to participate in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if nobody, I can't believe there'll be anybody watching this channel that doesn't know about or hasn't subscribed to Anthony Marinelli Music. Get it right on YouTube. That's all it is. Go over there and you'll find there is this kind of feature length interview, and then there's nice pieces on the SEM, on the 4 voice, and various other bits. I think the one that's called Your Favorite Artist's Favorite Synth is a really cool one as well. That's a really nice Oberheim related video, but there's some great stuff on there. Of course, there's all the other content that Anthony has on there. By the way, how is the training course, Think Like a Synth?
Oh, thanks for mentioning
coming along.
But just to add to that list, there is a deep dive into Rob's studio.
Oh, yes.
He opens stuff up, and like I learned a lot too. So if you guys are interested in what you see in that room right there, there's a video and some shorts on that stuff too. Think Like a Synth is great. It's going on special again, starting actually right now.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
It's supposed to be September 1st, but if anybody on here is interested, you could get a discount. And then we opened up a Patreon for it's our first, it's kind of a soft launch, but we're going to announce it next week. But it's there, and you can get even more discounts. So if you do the Patreon, even at $5, you could get your money's back way over that $5. But yeah, it's great. It's been at Youngstown State University in a pilot program, and we're working towards college credit that you'll be able to get for it. And I just got off the phone with an educator that I'm working very closely with that we want to take this to the high school level, and we're going to be doing more like aspects to the course, maybe some game components, interactive quizzes.
Nice.
Wow.
We want a whole new generation to kick our butts. That's what I can't wait to sit back and hear the new music and pass this legacy on, like that Marcus was part of, that started with Tom. I mean, look what Marcus did with what he came from Oberheim. He brought this to the masses, and there's some videos coming up with about Marcus and what he did at Alesis and Line 6 and what he still does now. And he's responsible for bringing the Oberheim name back to Tom. Which is saying,
that is one thing, Anthony, that I've seen, because I did watch the full video, and that was, I think, the most touching part of that interview was you could see the mutual respect between Marcus and Tom, and it wasn't just, there's me zooming in now. It wasn't just the mutual respect. It was there was like a joint appreciation for each another and thankfulness between the two that they've actually been there for each other all the way through it all. It was a very, very good interview. If you guys out there, if you haven't watched it, it's very, very much worth watching.
Well, what you said is so true, Scott, and the fact that Tom's the kind of person that he respects us. And I feel that, I don't know that I deserve that level of respect. And all of us, like Rob too. I mean, Rob's new into the thing, but Tom he gets it. And you don't always get that chemistry. He's a special person that it made that happen.
One time I walked into a room and Tom was in there, and Tom saw me. He was talking to somebody else, and he looked over at me and said, "Rob Rosen, I've been wanting to talk to you." And I looked at the guy I came with, and I'm just like, fucking pinch me. I was like, you gotta be like, he must think something of me that is not accurate.
Oh no, I don't know about that. It is a special feeling when you, I had that with Peter Vogel, the guy that half of the Fairlight, he called me and said, do I want to work with him? I was like, yeah. I didn't have to think about that at all. But yeah, amazing. I know exactly what that feeling is like. It's special.
But it's testimonial to them, the kind of person that they are, and that's why they invented stuff.
Yeah,
because they were always that way, and they're still that way, and
just regular guys in most ways, but geniuses in others. But
and that's what we should aspire to be, so that we stay relevant. I mean, look at the guys, like he's interested in the sound. In today's video, we went into his workshop because of Rob's probing. He went into his garage workshop, and he's coming up with a computer, like a little pocket computer. And why? Because he wants to hear the sound of a bunch of relays in an acoustic box, what that sounds like. Today.
I don't think that's the only reason why, but that was really cool. I didn't get to watch the whole video yet. So we actually, Marcus and I, or I guess I should say, the video that came out, the long form video, was actually attempt number 2 to meet with Tom. Attempt number 1 was derailed by Anthony's stuff, no biggie. But Marcus and I still went up. I still flew and Marcus picked me up from the airport, and we had a really amazing lunch and day with Tom, kind of just hanging out and nerding out. It was definitely a day that I'll hold dear in my heart for the rest of my life. It was really a special time. And Tom took us into the garage and showed me all this stuff, and I was just like, this guy is still going. This is amazing. So yeah, when we did the interview, of course, I was like, we have to go to the garage. I know Jill. I'm sure Jill did not want anyone to see the garage, but, but the garage needs to be seen.
Want to see that?
Yeah.
You know the other thing that was really touching. Well, there's two things in the video that I found deeply touching. One was Tom's evident desire to. He understood that people that were working for him needed the work and needed the wages, and he did everything he could. I admire him so much for that. It's just astonishing. And also because I've heard about this from Dave and from various others, Dave Rossum and various others, that whole thing, Dave Smith as well, the whole thing of those engineers just getting together back in the day and sharing their knowledge, saying, I need to get this filter, I want to build this filter, what do I need to do? And they'd all be scratching stuff out on napkins. That was just brilliant, and it was really good to hear him recount that again as well. I mean, it's just
Thank you, Scott and Andrew. You guys are bringing up better points than we are.
Yeah, this is great.
Thank you for watching. No, these are things that really matter, though. They're meaning beyond synthesizers, and that's what it's about. It's a life thing. It's like these are just like pathways that happen to be the synthesizer. And Tom knew computers, but I mean, I just think the person that you are, that's what makes you destined to do something great.
Absolutely.
And this community is really good for all of that. Even though Anthony, when I ring him up, says, Who are you? Why are you asking for cake?
Obviously, I've only ever met I've only ever met Marcus virtually. I never got to meet Tom, Bob, Dave Smith. I've met Dave Rossum in person, and he was just everything I expected and so much more. But there's one common thread amongst all of these guys, and I don't know whether it's because they're American, or is it just because they grew up in a certain era, but there is this humble genius nature to all of them, that they come up with some stuff that we could never dream of coming up with in our own lives. And yet they're so generous and giving with that knowledge and that expertise, and they want to share amongst each other, and they want to share it with the world. And it's a code to live by. And we should, if there were only more people like that in the world, it doesn't have to be synthesizers, but it could be anything. No. But I remember a lovely thing.
Sorry, I remember. I think it was Dave Smith said something like about exactly this subject, talking about the people that pulled these things together, and people saying, "Oh, you're so humble." He said, "We weren't humble. We were just too busy asking questions to worry about whether or not we were right." And I thought that was just such a great quote. We're too busy asking questions to worry about whether or not we were right.
Yeah.
If
anybody,
lovely thing to say about Tom.
Yeah.
And I interviewed him, so
we talked
really sweet.
Say that again.
Sorry, I interviewed Dave Smith back in 2019 at Super Booth, and we talked about a lot of things, and his collaborations came up, and he had such a lot of positive words to say about Tom, and I think he even called him a sweetheart. He said the guy's a sweetheart, and he talked about some other people he worked with, and Robbie, just to slightly, there was a certain character that I won't mention. He didn't have very nice things to say, but he's in the similar era engineer, and he said he didn't enjoy that conversation so much. But Tom was an utter sweetheart. So, I think that's the important thing to remember, is you get more done by being nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to imagine, for me, I mean, I feel so fortunate to have been able to kind of grow up in that. But Tom I had just turned 19 when Tom hired me. And my first Chicago NAMM show, he's like, "Hey, you want to have dinner with me and Bob?" And that, It's like, Bob? You mean the Bob? I say, yeah. So, being able to have, as a kid, have dinner with Tom Oberheim and Bob Moog, in theory, competitors, right? Or, Dave Smith would come down to Oberheim. And, so I feel so fortunate to have been so naive at that time that for me, this just seemed like, well, this just must be the way it always is. This is how competitors are. They're friendly and they have meals and they talk about products and they share ideas. And so, I get to meet all those guys so early on, and I feel I owe them so much, and really do appreciate the camaraderie that the industry had and still has. I see it now there's some brilliant people with small companies doing Eurorack products and things like that. And you see them, they'll get together and they'll share ideas and what's working and what's not. And there's just a lot of genuinely good people. There's a handful, like in any industry, of people who maybe aren't so good. They're not the ones invited to dinner.
That's why the invites never come through. I get it.
It really is the exception, and it's certainly been a pleasure for me to be able to know these folks and learn from them. So, and it's just wonderful, like I said, that we have Tom still to talk to with this stuff. If you don't mind a little extra plug, I do want to say, I'm on the board of the Bob Moog Foundation, which does fantastic work. And there's a wonderful kind of bookend that's, I think, timed so beautifully with Anthony's video, in that there was a symposium, a Synth Legends Symposium, it was called. Oh, wow. You are fast. You got the picture up there. And, 20 years ago, Tom Oberheim, Bob Moog, and Dave Smith, moderated by Roger Lynn, at Cal State Northridge, just had this wonderfully casual conversation. They talk about their history and so on. And this event, it was captured on video, camcorders at the time. But that video has never been on YouTube. It's never been online. And we recently were able to get it together and try to clean up the audio, and we added closed captions, and we just posted online. And that video is Bob Moog's very last public appearance. And we had no idea that, of course, just 4 months later, he was going to pass away. And Bob, it's beautiful. Some of the things Bob says, it's a very funny video. But what's so wonderful is, especially like with Anthony's video, is to see Tom tell his story 20 years ago. And when you've got people literally of Roger Lynn's telling Tom in front of everyone, you really need to bring the SEM back. You really need to, because Tom wasn't even president 20 years ago. And Tom's kind of going, well, maybe. It's like you're seeing that origin. And Dave Smith was a one-person company. He had the Evolver. And it's just amazing. But all of that camaraderie's there between these guys and telling wonderful stories. So if people want to put in the time, I actually recommend watch both videos.
It's fantastic.
Really
I watched it when it was live, Marcus, and it was very, very good watch. It was
I regret not catching
so many funny stories as well. Some of the stories are very
that
good.
whole demeanor amongst the five of you. I know Roger is kind of comparing and emceeing, but and I was slightly disappointed because obviously I'm a big fan of Roger's work, and I would have liked to have seen him just sat at the table chatting away. But he ran the whole thing very well, and it's just you can see quite clearly these are four guys that respect each other, love each other, share so many commonalities, and it was just it's a wonderful thing to watch. It's so good. That it's up there. I think the T-shirts. Michelle had Axel Hartman designed some special T-shirts, didn't she?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're still available. Did they?
I think
they were limited.
They were you had to pre-order. I don't know if the deadline is very close to it. I recommend going to the Bob Moog Foundation site.
Yeah.
This shirt was done for this event 20 years ago, and it's really it's classic. Axel Hartman is such a wonderful talent. It's a lovely understated synth shirt that I feel like only the synth nerds will really understand. It's a picture of three knobs, three very iconic looking knobs, and three signatures beneath them. And it's Bob Moog, Dave Smith, and Tom Oberheim. And it was a shirt just made for that day that very few people had. And Russ Jones gave us permission, and Axel gave us the original artwork so that to support the Bob Moog Foundation, we could reissue this shirt. And it's a lovely collector's item for anyone who's interested. Look, there it is. See the knobs there?
Yeah, because they're three specific designs for three specific people. You know, it's a classic. Yeah. It's an absolute classic. I'm just trying to see limited edition. I will check as we're chatting. I will double check to see if that's still available.
I got mine ordered during the live show.
Oh, don't blame you. Don't blame you.
Jump straight in there.
I want to bring in Kent because he's just sat there quietly, casually, just looking cool and smart. Kent,
What?
you and Rob.
What have I done now?
You go way back, you two, don't you? You've never met in person, but you've spoken so many times. Have you got anything you'd like to say to your old friend there in Birmingham?
Well, I'd like to say, after looking at his room, I want to close my business and come and work for you.
There you go. We've just got to get you there.
Well,
look at that lovely room you got. I have to work in a shed, and then my storeroom is the downstairs toilet.
Oh.
Look at that room, man.
It's true, though.
Well, man, if you want to get some better weather, you got a job here, I'll tell you.
I'm doing it wrong.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would like to say to Kent, I have a ton and just such a huge amount of respect for Kent. He's an amazing, inspiring technician, as you guys all know, and a true genius, and someone who's helped me a lot, especially with CS80 stuff. And CS80s are one of the hardest things in the world to fix.
Yes.
And Kent has always lent an ear and advice with those specifically, and definitely somebody I consider a close colleague and just someone I look up to for sure. So thank you, Kent.
And do you know what? There's the thing.
Good God, sir, please. Stop it.
Just to bring this in. So the respect and the sharing of knowledge that's gone on between you two, and the things that Anthony is doing with his courses, teaching people the basics of synthesis right from the beginning. And Marcus as well, because I know that the Bob Moog Foundation has a huge push on trying to get stuff as well into high schools, entry-level stuff, which is what Anthony is doing as well. This is all, I can't think of another industry. where there's this level of collaboration. And Anthony, I'd love to know, have you managed to strike deals? Are you doing anything with the Bob Moog Foundation, or is this stuff you're doing direct with high schools with your courseware? Because it is, by the way, excellent. If you haven't bought it, go and check it out.
Thank you so much, Andrew. No, I mean, we're working directly with the National Board of Educators, and we're in the middle of a survey. It's a big lift because music education in the United States is not the most funded. And then you have like teachers that still want to teach band and traditional, like the ones that are left, and they don't even know about DAW and synthesizers. And so we're, through the survey, working on how to really approach them in a way that's going to be favorable so that they can be an advocate. Because in the end, they want to see inspired students. And it's the instrument of our time now. We've all waited a long time for it to be the instrument of our time, but it is now. And so we're working on like the pathways so that it can be accepted into the existing programs, and different schools have different, mission statements. So I'm working very hard on that, and we're surveys that have to get approved, and we're doing pilot studies, and we have a lot of other conferences that we're going to be attending that are just educational conferences having nothing to do with synthesizers, but getting directly to today's music educators and having an open discussion on how synthesizer could be as important as clarinet. That's what
That's
I want.
better than clarinet. Come on.
Actually, I would suggest that it's not just better than clarinet. It's better than maybe home economics, or it's synthesis and music. They are things which teach you so much about physics and electronics and there's so much in it. I think it should be part of our
You're right,
national
Andrew, and I didn't
curriculum here.
mention this part, but we're working with STEM and STEAM programs here. So that's science and math students.
Yeah.
And even at Youngstown, there are a lot of science students they're naturally interested in it, because it's like it's waveforms, and it's similar, and it's like it's something you can put your hands on that you can't necessarily do in physics, right? They're conceptual and you can do experiments, but it's like so much more fun. And
it's such a great a bookend. I think someone asked about how that might relate to the Bob Moog Foundation. One of our big initiatives called Dr. Bob's Sound School, and it is a second grade curriculum about the science of sound. So it's really a much more basic stage than where Anthony's got, and for younger kids. But it's about I can imagine if I'd had that class in second grade, I probably would have started with synthesizers even earlier, because to be able to, sound is such a fantastic introduction to science and physics, because everyone understands inherently that it works. I mean, we hear things, most of us, and that this class is actually talking about basics of just sound waves and how our ears work, and actually even introduces them to a theremin, not for like they need to know about a theremin, but there's a both a software version and a little hardware version, so that kids can experience like, okay, you're changing pitch, you're changing amplitude, and learning some of these basics of sound. And right now, that's a program we've only been able to afford to do it locally. It's in Asheville, but we've been working a lot and investing in how to make that become a national program. You definitely can learn more about it at the Bob Moog Foundation. But in hearing what Anthony's doing and getting so excited about his Think Like a Synth program, you can imagine, we don't have any specific plans, but like think about, well, where do these two worlds meet? Where second graders are starting to learn about the science of sound, and how that then connects to when they're getting a little older, really getting into being able to
they meet.
Learn about synthesizers.
You saw my video with my second grader and fourth grader. It's now in the NAMM Museum, and they're using that now for when they bring schools into the NAMM Museum here in California. They're going to break out that video as an intro. And I was only giving them like a minute and a half. Brian Kehoe asked me for a minute and a half that they could incorporate, and he's using the whole 12-minute video now of the girls. But where they meet is just when we just take a minute and sit with kids and see what lights them up. It's as simple as that. I mean, we'll work together, Marcus. I mean,
I feel like a bad dad. I have a second grader, and he's never touched a synthesizer once.
Wow.
I got a question.
Kent's got a question.
Seeing we got the three esteemed guests here. Question. Probably more for Marcus and Rob, but are you familiar with the story of the? I believe 5 of them were made, which was dual manual 8-voice with no programmer.
Yes. Oh, I think there are some with the programmer,
right,
as well. I think Patrick Moraz's was the most famous. Now, those were built just before I started. I started Oberheim in 1980, so those were late 70s.
Wait, so Marcus, I heard, weren't those? Sorry to cut you. Weren't those supposedly like employee specials or something like that? Is that wrong?
You know what? I think we need to do a part 2 with Tom, because we should have asked that question. And actually, there's a great guy, a guy named Craig Lewis, who was an Oberheim engineer and predated me. He would know, I'm sure, the real story, because
I think that's who told me.
He created the only blackface dual manual Oberheim 8-voice. There was only one in existence, and because he built that himself. and I think that might be at EMEAP now.
Rob,
that-
can I share a picture?
Yeah, sure. What have you got?
But I put it in. I don't know how this works
Yeah.
coming from your end. And you add it, do you? Is it there?
There you
I
go.
can do it.
It's there.
It's there. Is that it?
I think we're.
You
No.
have to add it to the stage. Just press add to stage, Kent.
Oh, I do. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Add this will work then.
Technical things are a real problem for this group.
What's going on? Yeah, I'm trying to click on it. He's turned himself off.
You
I'm trying
lost
to
it.
click on it.
So remove the media.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Frames.
No, hang on a minute. Yeah, hang on. No, we've got it. Here we go. There we go.
Oh, there you go. There.
There we
That's
go.
the barn
Right.
one, right, Ken?
Right. Now, that one was found in a barn
You've told me about this one.
on a farm, and it was covered with all forms of different animal stuff.
Yes.
Oh my God.
No wiring loom, power supply missing. And the guy goes, "Oh, can you restore this for me, please?"
This is clearly one of a kind. I think I've seen this picture online, but notice that it's the more traditional, if you can call it, dual manuals. The bottom keyboard was 5-octave. The programmer was where the mini sequencers were. And you had the 4-octave and a 5-octave keyboard.
Yeah.
And of course, and so this one's very unusual. It looks like it had a whole bunch of mods on it as well, right? There's a bunch
Yeah,
of
there was,
voice
they did a
defeats,
lot
I
of breakouts on each of the SEMs. Unfortunately, they'd been fitted by somebody who didn't know what a straight line was, amongst other things. But yeah, so I restored.
we could ask Craig Lewis about that. I'll bet he would know the story behind this one, because I think you're right that there weren't very many. There were maybe 5, but I do believe units like the Patrick Moraz one were official factory built 8 voices. They weren't just. It's just that they're, when you think about what that cost in that era,
exactly.
it's like buying a house. I mean, it was just insane. So it's not like there were many customers ready to fork over for a dual manual 8 voice.
Yeah, if someone was ready to buy something like that, they could talk to somebody and be like, well, what if it was actually more like this? And maybe some one-offs would turn up or something like that.
I think you're right. I mean, it was essentially custom built, but it was still officially built at the factory.
Right,
and
it didn't have a catalog number like the 4-voice.
Right.
Yeah, because the panel down there where the programmer would normally be. There's
I don't know if I should see if I could find another picture. Normally, if you had a 5-octave keyboard, you wouldn't have any room on that bottom panel.
Yeah, exactly.
The programmer went where those mini sequencers are. The way Tom's explained it to me, in theory, I mean, even the 8-voice was not necessarily considered like a real standalone product. I mean, it was a 4-voice with an extra 4 voices.
With an expander,
and
that's why I get upset when people write EVS in emails. It's like there's no EVS.
There is no EVS. It's just we get used to calling it that because we have the FVS. But and of course the programmer has to be built for 8 voices versus 4. There's extra boards, but that was an interesting time. Huh?
Yeah.
And Kent, you got this up and running, did you?
It took 3 years, but yeah. A retail exit, new bushes, you name it. Keys, knobs.
Did you get all the shit out of it?
Oh, mate. honest to God. Do you know what? The dogs loved that synth. They were constantly sniffing it.
I bet.
Yeah, it was their favourite synth in the workshop.
I bet it was.
Well, apart from a DX7, but all DX7s smell like that.
Oh, shut up!
So the dogs liked it because it sounds good, though, not because not for any other reason.
Max enjoyed a good RA mini mode if he could. He loved it. He didn't like the later models. He found them to be not as good as the old RAs.
He didn't like the color of the wood cabinets. They reminded him of the 8-voice. I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is it. So.
But, that's good. This has been great. This is fantastic. I mean, what other channel do you get this kind of this kind of conversation and esteemed guests. It's so good to have you guys here, and you'll all have to come on again in your own right as well. So Rob, we need to spend at least a couple of hours with you, talking about stuff, because we like that. And Kent feels very lonely. Me and Andrew, we're just like, we don't know anything.
We can talk screwdrivers, Rob.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Screwdrivers
and drill
yeah,
bits
absolutely, all day long, mate.
Capacitors and that kind of stuff.
Oh, not capacitors.
And lead-free solder.
Oh, that can.
Us Americans love our leaded solder. Every time we see a bad joint from lead-free, we go, "Damn you, Europe!"
Lead-free solder. It's like being vegan.
Just to say,
and you know what? Can I just give a quick shout out to 120 volts?
Yeah.
You know what you know? Yeah, Rob. You know what you can do with 120 volts, mate, don't you?
Oh yeah.
We talked about the T-shirts from the Bob Moog Foundation. Unfortunately, we have been officially informed by Craig from the Bob Moog Foundation that the deadline for T-shirt orders has passed. I think that's terrible, Craig. I think you need to have a word with Michelle and get that sorted out.
But I'm sure the Bob Moog Foundation sells other T-shirts.
Well, we have other great T-shirts, and I'm a troublemaker. If you guys want to, I suppose if enough of you rally, we could always see if they can manage to print another batch.
Yeah, some cages. Do that. I tell you what, though, the other thing that I need, and Craig, I asked you about this at Super Booth this year. Craig turned up with one of the soccer team shirts that Moog sponsored, and I desperately want one of those, and I can't find them anywhere for love nor money. I would need a rather large size, but if anybody knows where to get those soccer team shirts with the Moog sponsorship, I want one of those shirts.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah, they are. They look good on Craig, and I don't like to say that to his face, but they did look good on Craig. So, talking of Super Booth, of course, that's just been announced for next year. Anthony, you've been there the last couple of years. Can we see you and Dante back there next year?
I think so. I mean,
cool.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Rob wanted to synchronize it with one of the tennis tournaments, right?
Then we wanted to hit the. Well, what are we going to do right after the Italian Open?
The Italian Open.
Yeah.
There you go. The finest Open of all of them. Absolutely.
I'll tell you, when the day I meet Kent will be the day before I go to Wimbledon. That I can promise.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have the cucumber sandwiches ready and everything.
Wonderful.
They've just opened up the tickets for next year for Wimbledon, because I always get the email and then I realise that I'm generally working, so I can't get there. But it's a shame. So we need to hang out again. Marcus, Rob, have you got any intentions of coming over to Europe at all next year for some of the things that we have?
Boy, I'd love to. I don't know. I don't know if I plan things that far out at this point, but I will. I've only been to Super Booth once and had a wonderful time. Wonderful time there. I don't know. Certainly once I have something new to talk about, that'd be a good excuse. But I don't know that timing may not be. These things good things take time. So
yes,
I don't know when exactly that might be.
Yeah, I've only had my passport for almost a year now, and I haven't done anything with it.
You've got to get some stamps in there, Rob. You've got to get
an American with a passport.
I definitely plan to go to the UK and Europe sometime next year, and I'm sure something will be synth related because American taxes likes it that way.
Are any of you guys going to NobCon, by the way?
I'm an EU citizen. Just don't lump me into that.
Me too. I'm an EU citizen too. I'm a dual citizen.
I'm a Burbank citizen.
Yeah. So just go after Rob. NobCon I've never been to.
Oh. Because that's next month.
Isn't this NobCon?
I think it's next.
Are we doing NobCon right now?
We are doing NobCon.
Well, we need to get John back on, Suit and Tiger. We need to get him back in.
Rob, we used to be EU citizens.
It was a lot of fun, but I won't be able to go this year.
Yeah, that's the one I really want to go to. NAMM doesn't appeal to me anymore. But
isn't there one in the UK, Robbie? What's coming up in the UK?
We've got a place, a thing called Machine of Bristronica that takes place in about. Well, it's about 4 weeks' time, isn't it? 3
weeks. 4 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, 4 weeks, and we'll have a stand there this year as well, because we had one last year. We've got one this year, and then we've got our very own show that we're doing in March of next year on the southwest coast of England. So it's a part of England that doesn't tend to get us lot congregating around. So we thought, why not do it over there on the lovely south coast of England. So it's going to be called Synth Southwest. It's going to be taking place in Dawlish. We're going to have a small little expo of local and other manufacturers. I think Dr. Mike Metley is going to be coming over, and we're hoping to get him to perform in the evening. I think Dina said that she would hopefully come along as well, Dina Perlman. We're going to have other manufacturers and developers there showing their wares or talking about the things that they do. So there'll be lots of, it'll be a slightly less. It's not super booth, not by any stretch of the imagination. It's far from that. But then in the evening, we're going to have a few acts. There's a theatre across the road, about 140, 150 capacity. So we'll be selling tickets for that. Everything goes on sale in October. So yeah, we'll have our own little show, and from small things, great things, could grow. So you never know.
Marcus, have you heard anything about whether Synthplex is going to happen this year?
Oh yeah, cool. Is that?
There's always rumor that it could happen, but I don't know. This year it's already August, so I don't know if it's going to.
Why'd you have to remind me? Oh my God, the year's almost over.
It's almost September, isn't it? Where have you gone? So so I don't know if there's going to be another one. I hope so. It's just be nice to have. I think the last one they did turned out very well, and but it'd be nice to have a big LA synth show.
Yeah.
But
I just love it when we all get together, because that geniality, that kind of glue,
camaraderie.
The camaraderie. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
it exists ad infinitum in these places. But Super Booth is just this amazing. It's kind of it's a massive synthesizer love-in. We're all there for the same reason. We all love making noise and music with electronics, and there is this, all the manufacturers blend and mingle and share ideas, and performers and us that just go along just to kind of revel in the all the new toys, and spend a bit of money, and then we all go out in the evening and have meals like we did last year, and it's brilliant. That's one of the things I love about this community, is the people, is just that whole thing.
Okay, fine. I'm coming out next year with you, Anthony. You heard it here first.
Come along.
It's a
party in Rome right after.
Marcus, right behind you, Marcus, you've got that big modular with all the cables plugged across the patch cords. That's what this community is. There's a million different ways of making sound there, and all these connections between it. That's what we are. That's a model of what we are, and we're a model of it. It's a great metaphor.
Good analogy. I just need to say thank you to our friend and the friend of many people in this room here, Dr. Manny Fernandez, aka Dr. Synth, who's made his little donation. NobCon, he says, is next weekend. He'll be there.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Manny. As always, I hope Manny will make it
to Super Polish as well.
Yeah, and then Traitor to the Living. Excellent stream. Cheers to all. Thank you very much indeed for your donation. Super grateful for all of that, and thank you to everyone that's donated during the show. Always, if you're watching on catch up and if you've stuck a few bucks in the kitty, that's much appreciated. And talking of kitties, Tom's just tumbled off the back of his thing.
He's killed the podium. What's with that?
Oh dear, cats and synths, eh?
He hasn't had any screen time, has he?
Oh, look at him. Gorgeous.
He's my favourite.
So, Anthony, you've got more videos coming up from your meetings with Tom. Are you going to slice a few more? Have you got anything else in store for us to look out for on the channel?
Well, for Tom, no. I mean, we rolled out about 5 or 6 videos. We got the long one and the cut, the ones that are clips that are on YouTube, and then you can see the shorts on Instagram and TikTok. But plenty more. I don't know that I want to reveal, but I already told you that there's Marcus.
Yes.
And then some more surprises. I mean, there's one that's going to really surprise everybody. So we're looking forward to that. And then the launch of Think Like a Synth, and then our Patreon. That's kind of what we'll be spending all our time on. And then some more live performances like I did with Mike Dean. I've got another one coming up with a 7-time Grammy winner. So that's as much of a hint as I'll give.
Okay, well, the best way to find out.
I do want to say one quick thing is that when you do hear about the release of the Marcus video, make sure you have a full breakfast with whole foods, lots of protein. Your head will
Of course, the best way to find out what
Wear a
Anthony
hat.
is alluding to is, of course, to subscribe to his channel. It's a fantastic channel. I've been a big fan from day one, from when Anthony brought out
likewise.
the all of that Michael Jackson Thriller stuff. It was just and then from then it's just snowballed. If you haven't already, and as I said before, I don't think there's anyone here that won't have subscribed to this. Anthony Marinelli Music, that's the YouTube channel. Go over there. The links to the course are there as well. But just wallow in some of the best synthesizer videos that we have out there.
And
we
a
are
big
so
shout
grateful.
out to Dante for the work he does.
Yeah,
He
Dante's
does an
done
amazing
great
job.
work. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
appreciate that a lot, because I wouldn't even be doing this if he didn't put me up to it. And every
It's
day-
all his fault.
In his defense, he wouldn't be doing it either if you didn't create him. So
Well, this is true. Circle of life.
There is that.
There is
Circle
That's
of life.
easy, Rob.
Marcus, you said you're working on stuff that obviously you won't be able to tell us about now, but when you are able to talk about it, drop me a line. We'll get you on the show and we'll spread the word. But anything in your immediate future that is exciting, or are you just gonna sort of relax?
Well, I know it's not synth related, but I've been a grandpa for a little over a year, so that's been a
cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So very happy to spend time with my granddaughter, and she has been in here and flopped her hands on the keys already. So that's fun. But honestly, I consider myself semi-retired, and it's about trying to spend all your time doing what you really love. So designing synthesizers is something I love. I also just help out a handful of small companies, just trying to provide some guidance and advisement if it's helpful. And still working with DW and which on their digital drum, again, not synth related, but it's some work with it. They're a wonderful company, and now part of Roland, which has been really been great to be a part of it. So just dabbling in various stuff, and as Kent and Rob know, attempting to actually keep all this stuff behind me working. I don't think there's ever a time when every single piece is functioning, but that's part of the fun too.
Yeah, awesome. No, I didn't realize you were working with DW. I've been reviewing some of the latest Roland gear, which has a lot of the DW samples in the V71 module, and it's incredible.
Right.
It's just amazing stuff, and I'm so glad that I'm hoping to get my hands on the DWE kit at some point soon to do a full review, because that looks stunning.
It's a lot of fun. I have one here if you just want to come over.
Yeah,
I think I played that the other day. That's fun.
Rob, you're obviously a busy guy. You've got an amazing room there. Have you got anything special on the workbench, or are you just busy with doing regular stuff?
Well, a lot of regular stuff, a lot of really incredible stuff. I mean, there's always incredible long-winded projects here. One of the ones that we're trying to get out ASAP is this GX1 that's been here for 100 years.
Oh, wow.
That's a really intense project. And, like Kent's saying, that 8-voice taking 3 years. A lot of really crazy restorations can take a very long time because it takes a lot of mental energy. But other than that, nothing too exciting. It kind of feels like everything's exciting around here nowadays, so the bar's pretty high. But just especially if any of my clients are watching, we're just working, just doing our best to get through the backlog we already have, and just do what we do best.
I hope you're not getting bored with this one.
Oh, look at that!
How can I ever be bored with that?
Please, don't be bored with this one.
Well, when you get that GX1 up and running,
For the record,
again, give us a.
Oh, you guys will know.
Yeah, we want to know about that one for sure.
Yeah,
I have a question.
Go on then.
If I may, because we've got so many talented engineers and critical thinkers here, I do this demonstration for kids because I want to get them into sound, which is every kid knows that when you get a ruler on a desk and you ping it, it goes doing, and when you make it short, it goes doing, doing, doing. They can see it going faster. I attach a felt tip to that, and then I draw a piece of paper across it, and you can see it drawing the waveform. And the slower it is, the longer the waveform. The problem I have, which I'm going to task you all with solving, is how to get the piece of paper at the right distance and travelling at the right speed so you get something halfway accurate that you can then take into a classroom. Because they get that, and then immediately putting them onto a synth, they immediately get it because they can see the waveform being drawn.
That's really good. The problem is you have to go pretty fast.
Yeah.
The paper is the problem. There's actually if I can dig it up, I found, believe it or not, there was like an instructional film in the 40s that I had a wonderful, really almost comic animation of that in kind of slow motion. And I think I used it for a class I did to try to show that very thing. I'd have to try to dig it up. If anyone has any idea what I'm talking about, you can throw that in. But as someone suggested in the chat, using
I can do it with oscilloscopes. It's just a very tactile thing for kids.
I think
it's something which they get. They get.
Put it on a paper drum.
Yeah, just some sort of drum or a wheel, and put the paper on.
Drum. That's the way to do
that's
it.
the cylinder idea.
One that can move up and down, so you can draw the different waveforms.
How did we end up going back to Edison?
It's like a seismograph. You think about how that's what you typically on a drum.
Yeah.
Robbie, I got to cut out for a 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Thank you.
What all of you guys do. I mean, you're integral to this, and it's just always great to be a part of this. I really appreciate you, all of you. And Andrew, every week being on there, and the guests that we have here today. And thanks, Marcus and Rob, for wingmanning on this thing.
Thanks for the invite.
I got
Thank
your back.
Yeah, I did all of that. You guys, you do. It's fantastic, and appreciate you letting us join in. Yeah. And sorry to have to run off as well.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, great. We'll be in touch. Take care. See you all soon. So, Rob, you going to hang around for a couple more minutes? We're just going to wrap things up, or you got to run?
Yeah, I can hang for a few more minutes. I got to take my team out to
we're just going to shut things up now because we are literally at the top of the hour, so we're going to say goodbye. But listen, thank you, Rob, for coming on. So thank you to Marcus and to Anthony as well. It's always great to see them. Great to meet you, even albeit virtually, because your name is up there. It's always around. Kent's always mentioning you, and we see you hither and thither, and we love what you do, and we appreciate. That's the thing. We appreciate what you do, keeping all of these things going for us. So thank you for that, and we'll be in touch. We need to get you on a show just on your own, and we'll quiz you and everything and talk to you about all that you do. Thank you for coming on so much. We actually had some news topics that we didn't cover. We ran out of time. And in this current environment where for the last few months there's been very little new news, we're going to have some leftovers for next week. I was going to talk guitar pedals. I thought, I've got Marcus on here. And then I thought, actually, maybe it's not that good a thing because I wasn't going to be very nice about the thing I was going to talk about, and they didn't want Marcus to feel pressured to say good things or bad things about a competitor's, or not necessarily a competitor's product, but you know what I mean. But we'll cover the Boss PX1 pedal next week, which is an interesting device. We'll also talk about maybe Osprey 8 as well. Yeah, we'll talk about Osprey 8 in a little bit more detail. And I think, what was the other thing that we were going to talk about? I think that was probably it. Maybe there's 2 or 3 other things, but we'll cover those next week. Listen, everyone, thank you so much. The roads, yes, because I've got a Rhodes Mark 8 garage at the moment. Yeah. I've just actually this is weird. I've got the software for my Rhodes. Who'd have ever thought those 2 words would have lived together? But I've got software to update my Rhodes piano in the garage. So
talk about a sentence I never thought would ever be said.
I know, right? Yeah. But it's a beautiful thing. I have to say, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Anyway, we will talk about that next week. Once again, Rob, thank you so much for coming along and making this so much fun. Scott and Jason, thank you, gentlemen, for being here and for all your input. It's fantastic. Scott's got a brand new bank of sounds out called Explorations Volume 2 for the OBX8. It's superb. It's $32.99 for 100 patches. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Look at that.
Go and buy
it. Not bad.
£3.29.
Go and buy that. And there's loads of other
A
banks
patch.
as well. I'll tell you, his banks for this thing, for the Polybrute 12, are outstanding. They knock the factory presets into a cocked hat. They're that good. So go and check out Scott McAuley Sounds on the interwebs. Jason, you've got a show coming up on Sunday.
Yeah.
At what
Jamming
time?
and Jim Jams in the garden, 10 p.m. UK.
10 p.m.
And of
in the
course,
garden, no less.
In the garden, yeah. If it's not raining, but I
it's
might
not
go
ra-
out if
yeah.
it's raining as well. Yeah, I might
Yeah,
just do it.
yeah.
Why not?
Live
And then
dangerous.
Wednesday, as usual, 8:30 p.m. Just keep it-
Fantastic. Get Jervis
world of
is the
synth.
channel on YouTube. It's exactly how it's spelled on his name tag there. Just stick an @ symbol.
way.
Go and check him out.
That
Yeah.
way. There we go. There.
Andrew, much coming your way this week?
Coffee.
This week I'm programming, I'm getting to the basics of doing a whole bank. Kent and I need to do a catch up, but I'm doing a whole bank of CS80 basic batches on the M8X because no one's done that for the ANX properly. So I'm doing it so that people have a starting point, which is the buttons on the front of it and then all the other stuff that goes with it. So that will be coming out sometime soon. And yeah, just and I've got to get to grips with some of these Sonicware live and things as well.
yeah.
So I'll be doing that over the weekend.
Kent, are you still Mustanging, or have you got
Oh
jobs
yeah,
in the
at
workshop?
the moment it's mental. I wrapped the passenger door yesterday. Wow, that was an experience. Yeah,
Never thought you was a rapper.
no, I haven't got the woolly hat or anything.
Yeah,
Have I?
well, yeah.
No,
you got the
so-
chops now.
No, I've got a ton of different things to be getting on. I've got to finish up in here after the Mac Studio
Yeah.
crapped out, and a few other bits and pieces. And that. I've had a couple of people on Messenger call me going, "Are you please going to do a pub over the weekend?" And going, "Okay then."
Rob, have you seen any of Kent's pubs?
Hubs?
So he does an online. It's basically, you know, when you go to a pub or a bar and you and your friends just gather around a table and you talk shit for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's on YouTube.
Oh, no, I had no idea this was a thing that was happening. That's amazing.
And honestly,
Bring your own alcohol. Yeah.
and the swearing that goes on it would make Jimmy Carr blush.
Yes.
Oh, you've only heard me swear a little today.
we want the full Rob experience, all right?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
I'm there. You want me to get some American beer in me, and I'll be there.
Good.
Swearing.
As I say, we're gonna shoot the breeze.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We'll be back same time, same place next week with more of this. I don't think we'll have esteemed guests. Who knows? I didn't think we'd have esteemed guests this week until
We've got
Thursday when I got the phone call. No, but I mean,
No, you're
super
steamed
esteemed
vegetables.
guests. Or steamed vegetables, yeah. I'm off to London tomorrow. I'm off to London tomorrow to go and watch Sign of the Times in IMAX. Which is going to be incredible.
Oh,
look
that
at him.
sounds really cool.
So excited to
I'll get
watch
him
that
at all IMAX.
in IMAX on the big one in
On the big
Waterloo.
IMAX.
Are you putting a
The big
suit
one
on?
I don't know what I'm wearing.
We'll have to wear
Wearing
something.
At my age, it's the only way I get to see the full picture.
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm fairly sure Dave Gilmore's got Looking Strange live in the IMAX theatres at the moment as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
some
I'd
good
love to
stuff
go and
coming out.
see
Some,
that.
some very good stuff. Well
All
worth
right,
looking
gentlemen,
at.
I gotta get my team to
Yeah.
lunch. But thank you for having me. And
Thank
if you
you,
ever
Rob.
want me on the show,
Pleasure.
just shoot me a message. You know where to find
We
me.
will be in touch.
Thanks,
Come
Rob.
back.
Take
Gentlemen,
care.
Good to see you
Thanks
again.
for
Thank you,
coming.
Rob.
See you later,
Thank
mate.
you.
Look after,
Bye-bye.
mate.
And we will say goodbye as well. Thank you, gentlemen, as always. It's been a pleasure. Never a chore. What a great show that turned out to be.
Well, the
Wow,
stream
it was.
improved now. It's
Oh,
not
good.
doing any
Everything's
locking
settled.
up and dropping out anymore.
Good stuff.
And what
so-
a great surprise! That was fantastic,
know.
Robbie. That was
Yeah.
really cool.
And we get Jackson in to boot as
Oh
well.
my god!
Yeah.
I
And
thought
don't
we
forget-
were kicking me.
As well as Jason doing his stream on Sunday and Wednesday, we've got Ramsey tomorrow. We've got Andy Synchrotron doing his
Yeah.
thing at 10 o'clock in the morning. Ramsey at 2 p.m. UK time. And then obviously Jason, I think, is the next one on Sunday. And then we come around to Wednesday where we've got Jason again. And we'll have Sonic State. There's a whole bunch of great channels out there. And please go, if you haven't already, go and check out
Some
Anthony's
reality as
channel.
well.
For all of those really, really great videos. So much to see and take in. So Everyone, thank you ever so much. Thanks for watching. We will see you again, as I said before, same time, same place next week. And until then, take great care. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your long weekend, America and Canada. Have fun. See you soon.
Bye. Bye.